Are you ready to glow up? Are you ready to take advantage of these next 90 days? Are you ready to lock in? Are you ready to disappear, improve, and come back a new you? I want you to glow up so hard. I want you to level up so hard that you're gonna have to reintroduce yourself.
I bet if I give all my love, then nothing's gonna tear us apart.
Girl, I missed you. How are you? How are you doing? I hope you are doing so well. And if you are not doing so well, I hope by the end of this video, you are inspired, you are motivated, you are just ready to start 2025 on the best foot forward, because these next 90 days of your life, these next 3 months, this last quarter is going to be life-changing for you. If this is the first time seeing my face, hello, my name is Jasmine. I create a lot of content on how to glow up, how to become your best self. So if you are trying to live your dream life in 2025, not only is this the video for you, but this is the community for you. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button. We would love to have you, girl. Don't forget to hit the like button. Affirm that 2025 is going to be your dream year. Affirm that you believe in yourself over these next 90 days. And girl, what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and comment down below what you are going to focus on these next 90 days with this emoji. Today, girl, we are talking about something called a winter arc. I have seen all over my TikTok, all over my Instagram, all over every social media about this winter arc. I don't know why when I hear winter arc, I think of Game of Thrones. I think of some kind of like medieval thing. After seeing this so many times, I finally clicked on a video and I was like, what is this winter arc? Like, what are we talking about? And when I was watching the video, I was like, oh, I've been talking about this. I've been talked about how the last 3 months, the last 90 days, the last quarter, although it's getting darker, although it's getting colder, this is your time to lock in. We don't start on January 1st. We start in the fall. We start in the last quarter of the year so that we can set up 2025 to be the best year yet. This year, girl, they're just calling it a winter arc. Last year, I called it a hot girl hibernation, but it's one and the same. Either way, I have a plan for you, a step-by-step plan that is going to make your winter arc, that is going to make these next 90 days, that is ultimately going to make the next 2025 the life of your dreams. So I'm super, super excited to get into it. I hope you love this video. I also want to give a major shout out to today's sponsor. It is Rocket Money. I have worked with them before. So many of y'all have downloaded Rocket Money. It's free to download and has really helped me reach my financial goals. So I will talk about them a little bit later on, but thank you so much, Rocket Money, for sponsoring today's video and supporting this community. Last thing I'm going to mention, girl, I am speaking at the Paradise and Vibe Iceland Wellness Retreat at the end of this month. There are only a couple spots left. I have a number of you that are coming and I'm so excited to meet you. But if you are on the fence, or if you want to end this year, accelerate your globe journey, you want to bring in the new year, meaning like-minded women, traveling, seeing the northern lights, hearing me speak, I'm giving a 2-hour exclusive workshop all about how to elevate your life. I would highly consider filling out that interest form. I will have the link below. They have payment plans. They just have different ways that can work with your specific situation. I can't wait to see you. And yeah, girl, I'm excited. I'm getting my Pinterest board together. Seeing the northern lights has always been on my bucket list, and I feel so blessed and honored to go and honored to meet you. So if you can, I would love to see you. But if you definitely want some more information, I will include a link down below. So girl, I'm going to break up this video into 3 separate parts. We are going to prepare for our winter arc, lay down a really strong foundation so we have something to fall back on, so that we have something to stick to. And if you don't have a good foundation, if you don't prepare right, then we can't live the life of our dreams, and our winter arc is just going to go up in flames. And we don't want that to happen. So we have to prepare correctly. The second part of this video will be growth. This is where we put in the work. These are all about our winter arc routines, our rituals, our daily habits, step by step about how we are going to accelerate our life in these next 90 days. It doesn't matter if the past 9 months of your life have gone to waste. these next 90 days, let's lock in. Let's practice those healthy and productive habits to get the life that we want. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about maintenance because, we can prepare, we can put in all of the work, but if we are not maintaining it, if we are not equally pouring back into ourselves, then we might complete these 90 days, but then by the time 2025 comes, we might fall off. So it's really important that we maintain these healthy habits, we maintain these rituals, we maintain everything that we learned about ourselves in these next 90 days. So you might be wondering, like me, what the hell is a winter arc? Girl, I really think it's just a rebrand of a hot girl hibernation. If you've ever read the book, The 12-Week Year, it's all very, very similar. There is this common understanding that it doesn't take years and years and years to achieve your dreams. Obviously, there's context. Obviously, there's background. If you're trying to achieve a higher education, there's some things that are going to take years. But a lot of growth ends up being really accelerated if we put in an immense amount of focus in like 12 weeks, in a quarter, in 90 days. I've seen this happen for me. I've been so sad about one thing and then I've just kind of disappeared and locked in, and it's somewhere around that kind of 3-month mark that I just feel like my life accelerates. Like I get my dream job, all of a sudden I have my dream car and my dream relationship and my dream apartment and my dream job. Everything just becomes so accelerated in a condensed time frame. And if you really put in the work, then you can get everything that you want. You can manifest anything that you want. And the winter is the perfect time to do this. So they're calling this winter arc basically 3 months out of the year that you're gonna lock in, that you're focused. It is colder, it's a little bit darker, we're not seeing our friends as much, we're not spending as much time outside, and these are all things that can lead to depression, that can lead to anxiety, that can really throw us off. But instead, all of us are actually going to switch our mindset and use this time to our advantage. Use this time, okay, we're in the house more, that's fine, that means I just need to lock in. Oh, I'm not seeing the sun, I'm not getting that vitamin D, I'm not going on as many vacations. Okay, this is the time to lock in. How blessed and how thankful am I that I have this time to hibernate, to focus on me, to pour into myself a little bit extra. This is my time and I'm going to take full advantage of it. It's not like the summer where you might get a lot of FOMO because there's trips and there's vacations and this person. Everyone's pretty much inside. So don't get FOMO. Use this time to become a better you. You got 90 days. Do you know the part of the movie where the main character just found out something bad, or they're really forced to accelerate their training or their learning, and we get to the part and it's like a montage. It's just music and they're training or they're working harder, they're working towards something, and you can tell they are just locked in. They're not even speaking, there's not even any dialogue. That's what your winter arc is. Your winter arc is this dialogue where you're just head down, focused on your goal, focused on one single goal that you're going to attain. And it starts by preparing. In order to have a successful winter arc, we must prepare, we must lay down a good foundation. Now, I mentioned this previously, but because it's 90 days and because I don't want to overwhelm you and because I really, really want you to achieve your dreams and all of your goals, I need you to pick one area of your life, not 2, not 3, not 5. I need you to pick one area of your life, whether it's personal style, whether it's fitness, you're trying to gain weight or lose weight, whether it's finances and you're trying to save money, set a bigger budget, save up for something, whether it's confidence, you really want to work on your confidence, whether, in these 90 days, you want to make new friends, you're committed to making new friends in these 90 days, whatever it might be. You're gonna focus on one thing. This year for my winter arc, I am personally focusing on finances, financial discipline. I've mentioned it a couple times on this channel, but I have a really, really big goal of becoming financially free by 30, which means I have 3 years to do so, which means I need all of the focus that I can get to achieve this goal, to save my money, get rid of my student loans. Like, finances are just at the top of my mind lately, and it's something that I worry about. It's something that stresses me out. So thus it is something that I'm going to focus on during my winter arc. My winter arc is going to personally be about finances, and I'm personally going to use Rocket Money to help me achieve those goals. I know I mentioned it before, but again, thank you so much, Rocket Money, for sponsoring today's video and supporting this community. So if you've heard me talk about Rocket Money before, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I have been using Rocket Money for like 4 or 5 years, y'all. Before this partnership, it's always crazy to me that I work with Rocket Money because I genuinely use them and I've genuinely been paying for them for years now. If you've never heard of Rocket Money before, it is a free to download personal finance app that can help you lower bills, cancel subscriptions, and just in general manage your money better. When I originally downloaded Rocket Money, I was still in school and I was just looking to cancel some of my subscriptions. Once you download Rocket Money and it reviews your account, it can tell you all of the reoccurring charges and subscriptions that are linked to those accounts. And from there, you can even cancel the subscription within the app. You don't even have to contact the company. Like Rocket Money will do it for you. Like no dealing with customer service or anything like that. Just safely and securely identifies those charges and helps you save a whole bunch of money. I think with just a couple of taps, I was able to save hundreds of dollars at the time. Again, that's why I originally downloaded the app. It was free to use. But then when I started to explore its other features, I ended up paying for a subscription. I really wanted to help, again, lower bills, manage my finances better. Rocket Money has really allowed me to do that. And I love how it's all in one place so I can confidently really manage my money. Like I said, during my winter arc, I'm really gonna be focusing on financial discipline, which it means setting budgets. I personally, again, use Rocket Money to set these budgets for myself. You set the budgets in the app, you can analyze your spending habits. From there, really create a custom budget that works with your lifestyle. Then you can set up your smart savings account, choose the amount, choose the frequency, and Rocket Money will automatically deposit the savings into a safe and secure account. This is going to be really, really great for your winter arc if you are also focusing on finances, giving yourself 90 days to really have a savings goal and using Rocket Money to help you do that. Part of your winter arc, your 90-day glow plan, is to focus on your finances. You can go to rocketmoney.com/jazzturner to get started for free. Like I said, it does have some premium features that I have paid for over the year that I found really helpful. But the app is free, girls, so it doesn't take anything to just download the app and really just step one step closer towards your financial goals, especially if finances are something that you are focusing on in these next 90 days. It's gonna be an amazing tool that's really gonna set you up financially for 2025. There's over 5 million members that use Rocket Money, and for a very, very good reason. I am one of them, and it has been such an integral part of my financial journey, and I think it'll really help you too, girl. Again, rocketmoney.com/jazzturner. The app is free. I'll also include the link down below. Thank you so much, Rocket Money, for sponsoring today's video and supporting this community. So girl, pick an area. For me, it is finances. For me, it is saving my money. For me, I would love to pay off one of my student loans in these next 90 days and remain really financially disciplined using apps like Rocket Money and just other tools to my availability to help me do that. Another great area of focus is, femininity. Maybe it is travel. Maybe it is working on detachment. It can be anything. It just needs to be one thing. So once you have that one thing, I want you to start developing a self-concept around this area of focus. Now, I'm going to use kind of fitness, and I will use some personal anecdotes with my area of focus, finance, throughout this video. Now, a self-concept is really, really important because we as humans are much more likely to stick to something, to remain disciplined towards something, if we attach our identity towards something. Now, instead of just being like, oh, I have to go work out, or I have to lose these 10 pounds, it becomes, I am a healthy person and this is just what I do. Like, I love working out. It's something that I do. It's the way that I make new friends. It's the way that I feel good about myself. Like, I love seeing my progress photos. Like, yeah, like that's just who I am. That's just part of me. Of course, I wake up and go to the gym. With finances, I'm really good about my money. That's just who I am. Like, of course I treat myself. Of course, I'm not stingy with myself, but I have really great goals I'm trying to achieve, and I'm doing a really, really good job saving towards that. So it's like, no, I don't need that bag because, girl, the things I'm trying to achieve, like, you wouldn't even believe it. That's just who I am. When we start to reframe how we speak to ourselves, with the things that are worrying us the most, like my finances, paying off my student loans, fitness, losing those 10 pounds or gaining those 10 pounds, or making friends. Once we start affirming ourselves as someone that is good at making friends, someone that is confident, someone that walks into any room and people just want to be friends with us, that is going to be our anchor, and that is going to be our foundation. And that is going to be one of the most important things during the winter, during these next 90 days, during your winter arc. It's something that you're always going to rely back on. And on the days that you really don't want to do something, you really don't want to get up, you really want to go and get that bag for yourself, you don't want to spend money, you're sick of stifling yourself and budgeting yourself all the time, that self-concept and that identity is always going to tether you. It's always going to ground you. One of the main reasons I've been so consistent with working out is not necessarily to have a super toned stomach or to grow my glutes or anything like that. I've just genuinely tied my identity to it. Like, I love taking cute pictures in the morning and posting it on my Instagram story. I love looking at new workout sets and treating myself to a new workout set every single month. I love going to Pilates and, you know, really feeling good in those endorphins afterwards. I love the friends that I get to go to workout classes with and the friends that I make at workout classes. Like, it has nothing to do with losing 10 pounds or gaining weight or anything like that. Like, that's just my aesthetic. That's just who I am. I want to be a millionaire. I want to make this amount of money. I want to be financially free. Like, that's just who I am. I'm good about my money. I save my money. I invest my money. I remain financially disciplined. Like, that's just my aesthetic. That's just who I am. When you reframe things like that, then it's so much easier to remain disciplined during this winter season. The third thing I want you to do to really lay this foundation, the first thing we did was we picked one area. The second thing that we did was formed our self-concept, our identity. The third thing I want you to do, and kind of ties back into it, is affirmations. Affirmations are so incredibly powerful. Affirmations are self-fulfilling prophecies at the end of the day. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm lazy, I can't get up that early in the morning, guess what? You're not gonna get up that early in the morning. Just how you reaffirm yourself and you see the actions that coincide with that affirmations, you don't think it could happen the other way? Yeah, I can't wake up that early. It's quick. I wanna join the 5 a.m. club. I'm part of the 5 a.m. club. That's just what I do. Like, I love waking up that early. I love the way that I feel. I'm able to do that. It's not impossible for me to do it. When you affirm yourself like that, action will follow. All of your affirmations and all of these little steps need to be tied back to the one area of concern. So, for example, for me, if I'm really focusing on finances, all of my affirmations need to be financially based for these next 90 days. That is what I'm focused on. Now, you can download apps and podcasts like Habits of a Goddess that are really, really great. Habits of a Goddess is really great if you're focusing on more so, you know, the internal glow up, on the confidence, on the making friends. Or you can just go on YouTube and hear those affirmations. You can even go on Pinterest and, you know, print it out. Whether you need to put a sticky note on your mirror, whether you need to play this while you're brushing your teeth or going to work, or habit stacking your affirmations on your daily walk, whatever it might be, these affirmations need to be closely tied to that area of concern, at least for the next 90 days. The more and more I tell myself that I am a wealthy woman, the more and more I tell myself that I am completely capable of saving $10,000 in the next 3 months, the more and more I tell myself it's gonna be a self-fulfilling prophecy. You've got this, girl. The fourth and final thing I need you to do to lay the foundation for your winter arc is I need you to journal it out, girl. Now, I've mentioned this 50 million times and I will mention it 51 in a million 11 times before. This time, we are solely focused on that area of focus. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to journal what your life is going to look like, what a day in your life maybe is going to look like once after these 90 days. And I need you to write it in the present tense, and I need you to use this area of focus. For me, maybe it's I woke up today and I was nervous and I was excited and I couldn't wait to even make breakfast in the morning. I pulled out my laptop, I checked my bank account, and I smiled. I felt relieved and I felt happy that I stuck these 90 days and I saved my money. Then I went to the student loan page and I hit pay off. And you know, I was nervous about sending that much money, but the relief that I felt afterwards, I called up my mom afterwards and I told her that I did it, and I knew I was gonna do it on this day, so I booked myself a massage, I booked myself a nice dinner, so I got up out of bed and I was just smiling the entire day. Do you see how much feeling I'm putting into this, into what it feels like to accomplish that goal, to see myself? Maybe it's losing weight at the end of these 90 days. You wake up, you go to the mirror, you love how you look. You love how you look. You have a workout class planned, you have a cute outfit to celebrate this new body. It needs to have so much feeling into it. It's so detailed that you can almost taste it. You can almost touch it. You can almost hear it. You can almost feel what accomplishing these 90 days is truly going to feel like. This is our foundation. This is our anchor. This is, a physical proof of what we can refer back to. This is how our day is going to look. Not that we think that it's going to look. This is truly going to happen. When you write it down on paper, when you put the feeling behind it and you detach from it, because you already know that's going to happen. You know you're going to put in work these next 90 days. It's just 90 days. You know that this is going to happen. This is the strongest foundation you can possibly build to have an amazing winter arc. Okay, girl, let's get into the second part of your winter arc. This is what I am calling growth. We are going to talk everything from your winter arc routines, your habits, your rituals, everything that is really going to be the meat of how we are going to achieve our dream self in these next 90 days. Now, we have our foundation, we have our affirmations, we have our self-concept, we have a literal diary entry of what we want our life to be like in 2025. Now, the first thing I want you to do when we're really putting in work, I want you to grab your phone, girl, and I want you to start following and downloading content that is specific to this area of focus. Let's say it's fitness. I'm gonna need you to follow fitness influencers that look like you, that you want to look like, someone that you relate to, someone that you really trust their recommendations, whether it's a protein powder, whether it's a workout set, someone that you just really, really trust. And I need you to follow a few of those, and I need that to fill up your feed. Whether it is Instagram, you click on their Instagram feed and you see a link to a new protein powder, you try that out. Whether it is, an affirmation page specific to your area of focus, and you're scrolling and you have that little bit of motivation. Whether it's a long form YouTube video, something comforting while you unwind at the end of the night. Maybe you follow your fitness influencers morning in the life or nighttime routine. Something to where if you are doom scrolling, we're all going to end up on our phone scrolling, or just throughout the day. I need one of the first things you see when you are on your phone to be that area of focus. Maybe you find a couple good sermons that you can really relate back to while you're eating breakfast on YouTube. Whatever it might be, I need your social media page to reflect this area of focus for your winter arc. It's going to be so much more beneficial for your mental health during the cold and dark times when we spend a little bit more time on our phone because we are inside. Now, following your favorite influencers, following content that is related to that area is also going to be extremely important for getting very specific tips and tricks, especially routines that you are going to start instilling during this winter. This is also really important because I know I keep mentioning that to pick one area of focus, but you'll find that when you zero in on one specific area, the rest will follow. And remember, y'all, with these influencers, with these content creators, they don't have to be specifically they don't have to have it in their bio fitness and strong and all of this. Maybe you just have a favorite influencer and she's in great shape and she maintains her body and she works out, and maybe she shows her morning routine and you get little tips and tricks from that morning routine, because not only are you following her content, but you're also looking at her morning routine, you're also looking at her life and seeing what you can instill in your own morning routine. Also, the content piece really plays a really big part in instilling these routines, because whatever your area of focus is, you're gonna really want to habit stack that area. For instance, at least once a day for my financial discipline, I like to consume a financial podcast, read a financial article, maybe watch a YouTube video on how to best pay off of my student loans. And I will do this while I'm working. I will do this while I'm commuting to my workout class. I will do this while I'm brushing my teeth. So, I'm getting that knowledge while I'm doing something else. It really builds in that habit. It just honestly honestly just makes me feel that much more productive. Again, for the 50 millionth time, you really just want to make sure that it is targeted towards that area of focus, what we're focusing on these next 90 days. You want to make your morning routine or your nighttime routine, whatever you feel is most beneficial toward you, surrounded around this topic. Let's say you're really trying to step into your feminine power, your feminine energy. So you listen to feminine affirmations while you're doing your morning routine. You listen to classical music in the morning because it makes you feel soft. You go to a Pilates class or a lower impact workout, maybe with a little bit more women in it, just to feel that feminine energy in the morning. Maybe you always get dressed every single morning and wear your perfume, wear your earrings, wear your jewelry. You're committed to dressing nice for yourself, even if you're not leaving. That's a feminine morning routine. Or if you're focusing on fitness, maybe it's really about your supplements, your water intake, a high protein breakfast, going to a workout class, downloading a workout app. Maybe you're really, really focused on making new friends. So you follow up with your friends and family, making sure you're good at communicating. Maybe you make it a point once a week to DM someone on Instagram that you might go back and forth with their stories and just shooting your friendship shot. Or maybe in the morning, once a week, you go to a coffee shop and you challenge yourself to introduce yourself. Ask what they're working on. Do they live here? Do they have any recommendations for other places? Little things, little rituals, little habits that you can instill daily or once a week during these 90 days are going to help achieve that goal. I want to mention a couple things in general that I have found, regardless what my area of focus is, that have really helped me achieve my goals in such a short amount of time. One of those things is planning the night before. Even if you have to put femininity at the top of your plan or fitness at the top of your plan, it's really going to help make your morning routine so much smoother. A successful morning routine only happens with a successful nighttime routine. Preparation, laying your clothes out in the morning, laying your supplements out in the morning, seeing how much time you can allocate towards, whatever morning routine you decide. Planning out the night before is going to be essential for a nice and a smooth and a productive morning routine. The second thing that I really find is really helpful during this kind of growth phase is actually putting on the schedule the things that are important to me in this area of focus. So it can be different things like even booking your weekly workout classes. Maybe you schedule in, okay, this Saturday I'm gonna go for a hike. Or, if you're making new friends, like I said, putting on schedule every Wednesday, I'm going to this coffee shop and I'm introducing myself. Maybe it's finances. Maybe you commit yourself to hiring an accountant or a financial planner. Or maybe every single Friday you schedule in budget time. Making sure you actually put things on the schedule, put things on your Google Calendar for you. Literally make time for yourself. The third thing I would recommend, on the same tip with content, these next 30 days, challenging to yourself to at least one book that is surrounded upon your area of focus. One fitness book, one femininity book, one finance book, something that you can really do at the end of the day without your phone, putting your phone down and reading about this area. We want this area of focus to be so concentrated over these next 90 days. It's also just really important to just, again, put down your phone, read a book. Makes it even better if it is something that is furthering your goals and working on your internal glow up. The fourth thing, I know it sounds silly, but whether you're developing a feminine morning routine, you're developing a fitness morning routine, a financial morning routine, making your bed every single morning is going to be essential regardless. Do it without even thinking about it. Roll out of bed, make your bed first thing in the morning. It's such an easy and low-hanging fruit for accomplishing a simple task in the morning, but it also sets the tone for the day. When you wake up and do that one thing, it's almost like a snowball effect. Okay, all of a sudden you're gonna want to do your skincare routine. All of a sudden you might want to journal. All of a sudden you want to make sure you don't dirty up the rest of your room, so you're putting things back accordingly. It's a really, really great way to set up your day. The fifth thing over these next 90 days, I really need you to plan and commit to a bedtime. It's cold, it's dark, we may want to sleep a little bit more, but really finding how much sleep you truly need. Personally, I work my best at 6 hours. 7 hours, I feel awful. 8 hours, I feel okay. 10 hours, I feel the best. My circadian rhythm is like 6 or 10. So I make it a point to really go to bed at 11 every single night, and I usually wake up at like 5:30 or 6. Depends on how into my book that I am. but I stick to this during these 90 days and I don't fault on it. 6, it's gonna be really, really important. You know, we're still working during this time. We still need to habit stack. We still need to take care of our 9 to 5 and how we, you know, fund this winter arc and how we fund ourselves. So it's really, really important that we develop a working schedule. So for me, I personally work in time blocks. That's how I get my work done the best. I do 90 hours of focused work and 20 minutes off. And I do 2 blocks of these in the morning and 2 blocks of these after lunch. It's just how I work best. You know, developing kind of a strategy for getting your work done is going to take a lot less mental stress off of this time in the winter. The last thing I'm gonna recommend that I feel like has really kind of helped my morning routines, my night rituals, whatever, is not going on my phone first thing, especially the first hour. I used to always do this and I didn't understand what people were talking about. I'm like, it's not that deep. Like, I can go on my phone in the morning, I can scroll, I can catch up on messages. I don't know what the science is behind. I don't know if it's the blue light, girl. I don't know. I started not going on my phone in the morning and replacing it with other things to naturally spike my cortisol, like ice rolling my face, you know, getting outside, taking a daily walk, whatever it might be. Girl, my whole morning is so much better. And I especially stick to it once it gets cold out because I need that natural cortisol spike, especially if it's becoming darker. I need other ways to kind of like increase my dopamine and to wake me up in the morning. And a phone has always left me more tired than if I just kind of do it naturally through other ways. The next thing you can take with a grain of salt, but I always kind of do this alongside. I don't see the winter arc as I don't see the winter arc as a challenge, you know? I see it just kind of as a deep focus. It's almost like that 90 minutes, that time blocking. It's just like a 3-month time block. I'm deeply focused on one area. But one thing that I find kind of coincides great with the winter arc with this kind of growth stage is a challenge of some sort. Maybe it's a 90-day saving challenge. Maybe you're doing 75 hard and you want to coincide with it. I'm personally doing 75 hard. Maybe you go on Pinterest and find a feminine challenge. Maybe you do, you know, a 90-day fitness challenge or a 5-week fitness challenge, whatever it might be. It makes the winter arc fun. It makes it so you have weeks you can tick off. I love a challenge. I love looking forward to something. I love taking before and after photos. I love progress reports. I love it all. I love seeing how far I can come. Having a challenge to focus on during this kind of growth stage, during this kind of winter arc, is an amazing way to keep you motivated, to keep you intrigued, to keep you interested, and to just ultimately make this winter arc fun. I know we're locking down, I know we're keeping our head down, but that doesn't mean us women don't like fun, that we can't make this enjoyable for us. Again, if you are looking for glow up tips, you know, very specific morning routines, nighttime routines, you can literally just binge watch my channel. I have an amazing series called the Glow Up Diaries where I literally have glow up tips pop up. Maybe you can use some of those and implement some of those into your morning routines, nighttime routines during your winter arc. Okay, girls, should we move on to the third and final part? I like to call this maintenance, transformation, whatever it might be. This is the last and final thing we need to do to not only maintain and remain disciplined during these next 3 months, but to not let these next 3 months, these next 90 days, this last quarter going to waste, so that we can actually go into everything that we've learned, everything that we've done into 2025. We cannot do all of this work, all of this preparation, just for us not to maintain it. How do we maintain this, all of this work we've done, this 90 days of deep focus on one area? How do we maintain it? How do we carry on to the next year? How do we make sure that we are on progress towards our goals? The first thing I want to mention, especially during the winter, especially when it gets colder, especially when it gets darker, is that we must self-care often. I know a lot of this channel is a lot about self-care, self-love. It's face masks, it's massages, it's, you know, higher self days, but I can't emphasize enough how much more this is important during our winter arc. it's gonna take a lot for us to focus on one area for 90 days. So just because we are focusing that much, we should be pouring into ourselves just as much. If it does look like your fancy face mask once a week, if it does look like getting a massage once a month, maybe treating yourself every Friday to ordering out or going on a self-care date, whatever it looks like to ground yourself, to get yourself back to baseline, it must be put into your winter arc. And if possible, it should be a weekly thing. I like to do a full-fledged self-care night. My last video was on kind of like my fall self-care nighttime routine, and I do that once a week every single Sunday. I am working so hard on my goal for the rest of the week that when it comes Sunday and I get to put on a face mask, I do get to listen to music, I get to order in some food. These are the things that do make me feel beautiful. When I am able to, oil my hair, wash my hair for the day, and do a face mask and journal everything that happened throughout the week. Like, these are the things that make me feel grounded, that make me feel beautiful. Other things is when I really need to feel grounded, I need to go outside and like touch grass. I need to be surrounded by nature. I need to be surrounded by trees. And I know it's getting colder and I know it's getting darker. If that means bundling up just a little bit and taking a 10-minute walk, if that means going to a coffee shop and being warm in the coffee shop but sitting near a window, whatever it might be, you need to find something that grounds you, that you absolutely know grounds you. Maybe it's just sitting on the couch having a rot day, watching a reality TV show. Like, that genuinely resets you and that genuinely makes you happy. It needs to be instilled on a weekly basis, especially during this winter arc. It's gonna be really, really important for you to track the progress of your goals. Not only is this just good to see how far you've come, but this is really going to be motivating. I can't tell you how many times I think my skin is so much worse, and then I take a progress photo and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so much better. And it keeps me motivated, just physically seeing the before and after. Whether this is fitness and you take weekly progress photos, whether this is finances and you see, your savings grow and grow and grow, whether this is femininity and you just do a self-check and see, how many feminine things that you did. Like, how do you feel? Do you feel lighter? Having these weekly self-checks, personally, I like to make them on Sundays, part of my self-care routine, but having these weekly check-ins with yourself, weekly meetings with yourself, progress photos, having like the physical proof of it all. If you want to write this down, if you want to write it down in your notebook, or just simply writing down your notes, week to week, how are you feeling? Are you feeling better? Are you feeling worse? Do we need to change something? Do we need to adjust something? These weekly check-ins are going to be extremely, extremely important for your winter arc, but just in general. Like, at the end of the day, we only have ourselves. So being able to be like, Jasmine, how do you feel this week? Are you okay? What can I do for you? Saying that to myself means the world to me. Now, if you want, in the description, I have a 75 glow challenge where we have weekly check-ins. It's already in there. But if you just want to go ahead and go on Pinterest and download a little worksheet, a little mental health sheet that you can, plug in to your Google Calendar at the end of the week and set a reminder to fill it out, maybe when you're planning the night ahead, it's going to be really, really essential. It sounds kind of silly, but at the end of the 90 days, you'll be very surprised how much of a weekly log that you have, seeing how different things affected you. It's really, really great to keep progress of this and to see what you need to adjust, change, keep on going into the new year. The last thing I will say with maintenance during your winter arc is your actual beauty maintenance routine. I don't mean to sound vain, and everything isn't about looks, but at the end of the day, a lot of times how we're feeling internally can manifest itself externally. So if it's colder, if it's darker, if it's in the winter time, for me, it tends to manifest into like, oh, I don't need to shave my legs like that. Oh, I don't need to shave my underarms like that. I can let my pedicure grow out a little bit more. Nobody's seeing my feet. Oh, I don't need to like do my hair like that. I'm just gonna be wearing a hat. No. Once we fall into the pitfalls of that, I'm telling you, it's so much harder to rev that back up in the springtime. If you maintain it during the winter time, and not only maintain it, but you institute new things, typically it takes 3 months to see a skincare product really work. Maybe you introduce one skincare product or one face mask, and you commit yourself to doing it once a week or daily, taking progress photos and seeing if it works for you and carrying that into the new year. But maintaining these kind of beauty maintenance routines is how we are going to make ourselves feel good from the outside, which is going to make ourselves feel confident and good on the inside. Don't let the coldness in the winter make you feel ugly, make you feel like you need to match that energy. No, although we're locking in does not mean that we have to look like we're locking in. In the summertime, we're waxing, we're taking care of our body care, we got our hair on point, we got our body on point, we got the smells right, we got the clothes right, we're keeping up with our nails. Why would you derail all of that just because it's winter, just because it's colder out? No. This is a great time to try new things. This is a great time to keep it up so that when we go into 2025, we're not falling off physically. Girl, we made it to the end of my step-by-step winter arc glow up guide. Over these next 90 days, if you follow this guide, if you focus on one thing and build it from the ground up, set your foundation, really lock in that growth phase, and you maintain it, you will be unrecognizable by January 1st or January whenever you're using this guide, you will be unrecognizable in the next 90 days. You're gonna have to reintroduce yourself because you're going to be a new you. And all it takes, girl, is 90 days. What is 3 months out of your life? 3 months to focus, 3 months to focus on you because you deserve it. Of course you deserve it. Of course you can do this. And I'm gonna be right there along with you. Girl, I'm gonna be focusing on my finances. I would love to hear what you're focusing on these next 90 days. I really believe in you. I really think that you can do this. I really wanna see you do it, you know? I want to see the progress photos. I want to see you tag me on Instagram stories and on TikTok. I want to see it all because I'm right there along with you. These next 90 days are going to be your best 90 days yet. And I am confident that if you follow this guide, that if you follow these tips and these tricks and these routines and everything, then you will have your dream life in 2025. So I really hope this video was helpful. Again, thank you so much, Rocket Money, for sponsoring today's video and supporting this community. You can go to rocketmoney.com/JazzTurner to download the app for free. I also have the link down in my description. If you like content like this, if you are focusing on your glow up, go ahead, like this video. It tells other women that are on their glow up journey, that are on their self-love journey, about our community, and brings this video to the top of the algorithm, which we all love. Don't forget to subscribe if you love all things glow up content. And again, girl, comment down below. You know we love talking in the comment section. I cannot wait to see what you look like in 2025. I can't wait to see my savings goals and my financial discipline. I'm really excited for these next 90 days. You're gonna do amazing. I will see you in another Glow Up Diaries. I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I love you so much, girl. All right, bye, girl.
I bet if I give all my